More and more Americans are realizing that retirement in the US is basically like playing financial Jenga. One bad move and the whole thing collapses. Between sky-high healthcare costs, rising rents, and eggs costing more than your Netflix subscription, it's no wonder more people are looking abroad. The good news, plenty of countries not only welcome American retirees with open arms, but they also make it shockingly affordable to live there as well. We keep getting requests for this video, even more so since the last election. Now, we sort of did this video 3 years ago, so I guess it is time for an update. Here's the countdown of the top 10 countries that make it super easy for Americans to retire comfortably and legally. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Uruguay. Affordable? Yeah, you could live a comfortable life on about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Rent in cities like Montevideo is much lower than in the US, and food, transportation, and utilities are all budget friendly. Fresh produce and groceries are widely available at local markets for a fraction of US prices. Internet, cable, and even domestic help are all quite affordable as well. When you look at the residency, it's very doable. Uruguay offers a pensioner visa if you could prove a monthly income of about $1,500. There's no age limit, and the process is straightforward. You'll need a background check, proof of income, and a local address. Once accepted, you're eligible for public health care, and you can bring a car and household goods duty-free. You can also become a permanent resident after living there 3 years. Uruguay is politically stable, socially progressive, and very safe by Latin American standards. The locals are friendly, the beaches are quiet, and the infrastructure is solid. It's a calm, peaceful place to settle into a slower pace of life. And Montevideo is one of the cleanest capital cities in South America. So the last time we did this video, I got tons of emails about people and countries they'd moved to from the United States or retired to, including Bert from Des Moines, Iowa, that had just retired. And he decided he'd finally had enough snow, taxes, and HOA meetings about mailbox paint. Yeah, he told me that. He said it was ridiculous. This whole mailbox paint thing went on for like 6 months and had arguments that were heated. And at one point, two of the HOA people started shoving each other. He just kind of tuned out and remembered a documentary he once saw on PBS. He did a little more research and decided he was going to do it. And in his words, it's affordable, it's got beaches, and I heard they love beef. What's not to love? Bert went on to say that everything went smoothly at first. He found a modest apartment with an ocean view. Of course, you had to lean out the balcony and get some binoculars to see it. And thanks to YouTube and an overly eager Facebook group called Gringos in Uruguay, Bert was living the life he wanted to live. But then came the bidet. Said he didn't know about bidets. He'd only seen one prior to the one that he found in his apartment building, and that was in Branson, Missouri, in a fancy hotel. He thought it was a foot wash. He eventually learned what it was for and found some information on it online and decided to give it a try. As he sat there in the bathroom, he said he turned some knobs on. What followed was described as a biblical flood from a porcelain demon, as he said. He said the water blasted up with the force of a fire hydrant. I think he's exaggerating, launching him, because he jumped, across the tiny bathroom like a pale screaming missile. His flip-flops flew off, and the shower curtain didn't survive. Either did his dignity. But he said other than the bidet incident, he has had nothing but great times in Uruguay. Before I made this video, I emailed him back to see if he was still living there. He said, yep, loves it. Number 9, Belize. Affordable? Yep, $1,500 to $2,500 a month depending on your lifestyle and location. Living in coastal towns offers scenic views at a reasonable cost. A beachfront apartment might run you $800, and that's where they get expensive. You can get it a lot cheaper than that if you go inland. Eating out is affordable, especially local dishes like stewed chicken or rice and beans. Residency, Qualified Retirement Program, or QRP, is one of the easiest in the world. If you're over 45 and you have a monthly income of about $2,000, you're eligible. You also receive a tax exemption, and you could bring your personal goods and even your vehicle duty-free during your first year. Application, it's relatively quick and does not require property ownership like a lot of countries do. Belize is the only Central American country with English as its official language. I've been to Belize several times, and I don't think I've really met anyone that didn't speak English. So that's a major plus for American retirees, because as the old saying goes, what do you call someone that speaks 2 languages? Bilingual. What do you call someone that speaks 1 language? American. With Caribbean beaches, lush jungle, and a relaxed vibe, it's ideal for those people seeking simplicity and sunshine. Plus, Belize's time zone is pretty much the same as the US. Makes it convenient for travel and communications with your family. I love Belize. Belize is a great place. If you ever get a chance, go visit. And if you can, look at retiring there. Number 8, Portugal. Affordable? Well, outside of Lisbon, it's good because Lisbon's pricey, but $2,000 a month is more than enough for smaller towns. Rent, utilities, and food are all much lower than in the US, and the high quality of healthcare costs a fraction of what you'd pay stateside. Public transportation is cheap and efficient, and local cuisine and wine are very budget friendly. Residency? Portugal's D7 visa is tailor-made for retirees. You need to prove a passive income like Social Security or pension of about $1,000 a month or €825. You have to maintain private health insurance, which is a lot cheaper than the United States. The visa is valid for 2 years and renewable. After 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency or citizenship, which grants you full EU access, and you have the right to live and work across Europe. Portugal boasts some of the best weather in Europe, charming historic towns, and world-class wine, which some of the women I know, especially in Southern California, that right there will pique their interest. English is widely spoken, especially in tourist-heavy areas, and the locals are welcoming. The country also ranks high for safety, and the pace of life is perfect for those looking to unwind. Anytime I read anything or talk to anyone about moving to Europe, Portugal's always the top of the list. Number 7, Ecuador. Affordable? You can retire on $1,200 a month comfortably here, even in larger cities. Rent for a nice apartment runs about $300 to $500, and groceries from local markets are fresh and incredibly cheap. Utility bills are often under $100 a month for everything, and a taxi across town is usually less than $5 American. Residency? The pensioner visa is straightforward. You need proof of a guaranteed monthly income of about $1,275 American again. Required documents include a background check, bank statements, and proof of health insurance. You can get that health insurance there, and it's going to be cheaper, way cheaper than in the US. Once granted, you're eligible for public health care and enjoy generous senior discounts, like up to 50% off transportation, utilities, and even flights. Ecuador offers a mix of climates from tropical coastlines to cool highland towns. Expats gravitate towards the city of Cuenca for its European architecture, expat services, and healthcare system. There's also an option for purchasing affordable property with no restrictions on foreign ownership. Now, keep one thing in mind. Things like that, buying property and whatever, those change all the time. So if you're watching this 3 years down the line or a month from now, something like that could change. But most of these countries are pretty stable in their rules. Number 6, Malaysia. Affordable? Yes. $1,500 a month is enough for a very comfortable life. Rent in cities like Kuala Lumpur and Penang can also be as low as $400 a month for a modern apartment. Meals out cost between $3 and $6, and healthcare is both cheap and excellent. You can eat well, hire help, and afford private clinics without breaking a sweat. And when it comes to residency, Malaysia's My Second Home program offers a 10-year renewable visa. Requirements vary by age, but typically include showing liquid assets of about $85,000 to $125,000 and a monthly income of about $2,500 a month. Now, that's more than some of the other ones on this list, but this is a really good place to live, and it's still cheaper than the United States. Now, the Malaysia My Second Home program has changed frequently over the years, but that hasn't stopped retirees. Malaysia continues to promote itself as a retiree-friendly destination. Malaysia is modern, diverse, and very safe. English is widely spoken, and the country's mix of Malay, Indian, and Chinese cultures means endless food options and festivals. Penang is especially popular for expats for its walkability, cuisine, and of course, affordable luxury living. That's the difference here. It is a little more expensive, but it is luxury living for the most part. Number 5, Mexico. Affordable? Extremely. Many retirees live well here on between $1,300 and $1,900 a month. Rent is often under $600, and a trip to the doctor might only set you back about $40 without insurance. You can hire domestic help for under $200 a month. Weekly grocery bills are between $30 and $50 if you stick to local markets. Residency? Well, Mexico offers both temporary and permanent resident visas. Temporary residents require a monthly income of about $2,600 or savings somewhere around $45,000 to $50,000. The process is fairly streamlined, and there are no requirements to buy property or speak Spanish. After 4 years, you can switch to a permanent residency, which has no income requirements. Mexico's proximity to the US makes it easy to visit family and access familiar brands. From coastal cities like Mazatlan or giant cities like Mexico City, they're both there for you. There's a flavor of Mexico for everyone. Many cities have established expat communities, English-speaking doctors, and international airports. Mexico's changing. For a lot of years, most of my life, it's just been considered like this, affordable place to go drink and have fun. And people really didn't move down there that were from the United States. And over the last couple decades, it's become more and more popular, especially with retirees. Millie and Jack have lived down there for 10 years. They sent me an email. They said everyone's biggest fear is, yes, the crime in Mexico, and there are some places that you should avoid, and you'll know where they are. There's certain cities that you should stay out of and certain parts of cities that you should really stay out of, just like there in the United States. They said even before streaming was a thing, they could go down to local bars and catch American baseball games, football, and NBA all the time. There's plenty of Americans down there to make friends with, and they said, we promise you'll have a few drinking buddies your first month there. Number 4, Panama. Affordable? Most definitely. $1,200 to $2,000 will get you a very decent lifestyle here. Private healthcare is excellent and much cheaper than the US. You could buy fresh seafood, tropical fruit, and vegetables for pennies compared to US grocery stores. I lived in Panama in the early 1990s. I loved it. I went back around 2015, 14, something like that. It had changed for the better. I mean, it was great back in the 90s, but it had changed a lot. More and more American retirees, especially military retirees, are landing in Panama. As far as residency go, the Pensionado visa requires $1,000 a month in guaranteed income and is one of the best retiree programs in the world. Benefits include 25% off airline tickets, 50% off movie tickets, and discounts on healthcare and utility bills. The visa is permanent and does not require renewal. Panama uses US dollars and has reliable infrastructure. Expats flock towards towns like Panama City and Coronado. Panama City is going to be a little more expensive, but it's still pretty good. There's a strong international community here, and the country is considered one of the safest in Central America. Plus, it's only a few-hour flight from most major US cities. I loved my time in Panama. It was wonderful. It definitely gets humid, it definitely gets hot, but if you don't have to work outside in it all the time, it's not bad. When I was in the Army living down there, it sucked. I mean, when we were working, when we were off, it was wonderful. Number 3, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a country that's been popular with expats for many, many years. Growing up in Southern California and surfing my whole life, it's also very popular with surfers I know. They always used to go down there. I never did go down there for surfing. I went there for other reasons. But is it affordable? Yeah, a couple can live here comfortably on about $1,800 a month in a smaller town. Rent can be as low as $500 a month, and local produce is fresh and cheap. Public buses cost about $1 per ride. Private healthcare is affordable and top tier. Dental crowns or full physicals cost a fraction of what they do in the United States. I read one thing that the guy had 2 or 3 cavities. This was a couple years back, but he said they cost $40 a piece. That's it. Now the residency. The Pensionado visa requires proof of $1,000 a month in guaranteed income. Once approved, you get access to Costa Rica's public health system for about $75 a month. You don't have to buy property, and the process takes 3 to 6 months on average. Costa Rica is known for its biodiversity and environmental leadership. From rainforests to beaches, you can live among the nature while enjoying a politically stable and low-crime country. The country consistently ranks high in happiness and life satisfaction. Towns like Grecia and Tamarino are expat favorites. Number 2, the Dominican Republic. Affordable? Very. Modest lifestyle costs around $1,200 a month, including rent, food, and utilities. You could rent a beachfront condo here for under $700 a month. Labor is inexpensive, so many retirees hire housekeepers or gardeners without stretching their budget. Residency? The DR offers retiree visas for anyone over 55 with a monthly income of about $1,500 or more. You'll need to provide documentation, pass a background check. After 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency. You can also own property outright without needing a local partner. The Dominican Republic offers a warm climate, stunning beaches, and a Caribbean culture that values community. Expats are spread out across the country in places like Las Terrenas, Jarabacoa, and of course the capital Santo Domingo. Flights to the US are affordable and frequent, and many locals speak at least basic English. There's a lot of expats down there, retired and not retired, and it's a beautiful country where retirees, especially American Canadians, go to live. All right, before we get to number 1, if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you'd like to, please do. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified occasionally when we're uploading. YouTube doesn't tell you every time, they just do occasionally. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Thailand. Affordable? Yes, very. You can live well here on $1,200 a month, especially in cities like Chiang Mai or beach towns outside the main tourist zones. Rent here can be under $400 a month, and eating costs about $3 to $5 a meal. Massage therapy, dental care, and public transit are incredibly cheap. Residency, Thailand offers a retirement visa, non-immigrant OA, for individuals 50 and older. You need to show proof of $24,000 in a Thai bank account or a monthly income of about $2,000. The visa is renewable annually, and while bureaucracy can be a bit frustrating, it's very doable with the help of a local agent. The local agent is key. They can make things happen for you. Thailand is known for its friendly locals, mouthwatering food, tropical beaches, and a low cost of living. Healthcare here is excellent and affordable, particularly in places like Bangkok and Chiang Mai. While it's a bit further from home, many Americans say the quality of life makes it more than worth the long flights. Now, if you know anything about single retired military men, they love Thailand. I wonder why. If you definitely don't want to do Central, South America, or Mexico, this is where people will go, especially if they like to have a good time. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.